This is a Global Player original podcast.
Hello, good morning, Nicholas. Happy birthday.
God, who's this?
I know it was the day before yesterday, but I did send you a message. Did you get it?
I did, and then I forgot to thank you for sending me the message. Very kind.
Yeah, and I remembered. Are you impressed?
Well, I'll delay my reaction until I see what present you got me.
Okay, when I take you out to lunch then, instead of going to McDonald's, we'll go to the stock pot.
Burger King, yeah.
Burger King. Hang on, there's a giant ant. Get out. Yeah, Burger King. No, not Burger King. Do you know the stock pot?
Stock pot? Does that still exist?
Oh, I don't know. I hope so. I hope so. It was the most brilliant restaurant.
It was. It was in Soho on Old Compton Street.
Yeah, there was one there. There was one in Knightsbridge.
Yeah, oddly in Knightsbridge.
Yeah,
like it
and
really didn't.
King's Road.
That didn't really fit there at all. But no, you could go in there and have a slap-up meal for threepence halfpenny.
Seriously, that's not exaggerating. It was threepence halfpenny.
It was.
Oh my God! And it was good food, good home cooking, wasn't it? Everything.
No, not really. It was the cheapest pasta you could possibly imagine. But it was food, and it was hot, and it was right in the middle of town. And as a student, you could afford to eat out
every day. Let me just see if it still exists. Does the people outside of London won't know what we're talking about?
No.
Sorry about that.
It was basically, if you didn't have any money to eat out, you could still eat out there.
Yeah.
It was about as cheap as making it yourself.
Oh, no. Oh. No, it's not. It's gone. 2015 it closed down.
Right.
Oh, see, that's how much
so.
attention I pay to Soho.
Well, how much attention you pay to anything that's below 5-star?
Here we go. It's a bit early, Nickers, and I've been nice to you.
Well, ish.
Why you sound like? Why you sound like?
Why?
Why you sound like you in box?
Wow, that's the most racist thing I've ever heard.
Well, it starts you mean to go on. You sound like you're in a echo chamber.
I know. I have got to get sound panels for this room. It has to be done. Yeah. I've got a thing that's supposed to cure that. It's a foam ball the size of a football. Without exaggeration, that is how big it is. And it's covering my microphone. And it's supposed to stop all that. Does it?
Does it echoes like?
Echoes like, yes. Wow, that was pretty good, Carol.
Well, it wasn't supposed to say that, but no. I'll take it.
Yeah, why not?
It's a northern thing. They used to say it on Coronation Street, didn't they? Oh, does he echoes like? It's true, but it sounds like echoes like.
Echoes
there you
like.
Go. See,
I know.
Wow. I was being really clever and funny then, didn't you?
You are funny even when you're not trying.
Anyway, so what else? Did you miss me last week?
No. Why would I do that? Oh, you were away. That's right. We didn't do one last week. We had one in the can, but it didn't really stay in the can very long. It came out within days because Carol was absent without leave.
Yeah, I forgot I was going on holiday and I did not have access to any kind of anything because I decided to make it a proper holiday with absolutely no work, no reading bad news, no nothing.
Are you sure you didn't actually check the mail online?
I didn't look at the mail online once. The only thing I did download was the Sunday Times, and I read the style section and the travel section and the home section, and the fame and fortune bit of the business section. And that was it. I didn't even look at the front page.
Why did you read the style section? There's never anything in it. It's just adverts for lip gloss and stuff.
Well, I read it because I don't know, because it's not news, maybe.
Right.
Well, news in inverted commas.
I mean, I've talked about this before, but don't you think it's a bit offensive to women that the women's section in the magazine is all about women just prettying themselves, and here's an abdominal exercise that will get you better sex, and these shoes will get you better sex, and top 10 ways to get better sex by eating the following foods. But men's magazine, it's all about doing things and climbing mountains and driving cars.
That applies to normal magazines, not the Sunday Times magazine, because the Sunday Times style magazine is just about fashion. And sometimes it's men's fashion. So
very, very, very occasionally, twice a year, maybe. Sometimes.
Yeah, but there's always a men's section in it. But even if women like doing that sort of thing. Not everyone's a hairy feminist, are they? Some people actually like, grooming and things like that. So what's the problem? You don't have to buy them. No, I'm not offended by them. I don't buy them anymore. I did used to buy them.
I know, yeah. We've been through the magazine thing many times.
Magazine orgy, yeah. So now the only thing I've got to give me any indicators as to, what ridiculous clothes we might be wearing or not wearing next year is the Sunday Times style section, because it comes with the paper, and the paper is always doing offers for. It is behind a paywall, but they put out offers where you get it for £1 a month or something for 3 months, and then you cancel it again.
You get what for £1?
Like the Telegraph and the Times and things you have to pay for, newspapers you have to pay for. Oh, yeah. They always put special offers out so they get cheap.
Right.
But to buy, I don't know. The last time I bought a paper Sunday Times, I don't know, it was about £4 or something.
What?
Yeah, it was such a lot of money. And I thought, oh, well, if I can get the Sunday Times subscription for £2.50 a week, I might as well do that.
I'm surprised that you go for we're straying into sausages and dingleberries territory almost straight away here. It's very, very dangerous this early in the podcast. So grip onto something firm, Carol. But I'm surprised that you go for the Times. I mean, how billionaire establishment is that?
Well, I don't know. I like it because it has all the sections, but I don't really care about who owns what. I just want to read it. It's all owned. It's all owned by
evil, nasty
conglomerates. Yeah. And, that's.
I have to say though, the Sunday Times is by far the best newspaper on Sunday. All of the others just, I don't know why they're so bad by comparison, but they are. I mean, you wouldn't think it'd be that hard to catch up after all these years, but it's just such a better paper than anything else available. Yeah,
because it's loads of sections and lots of some great writers in it.
Yeah, two of the best are dead though, and I still miss them. A.A. Gill, his 2 columns were what I would buy the Sunday Times for, and I haven't actually bought a physical copy since he died. And who's that flamboyant guy who used to do the restaurant review? Michael Winner. Michael Winner. Loved his stuff. I don't know why, but it's just really, really funny. And Jeremy Clarkson, those 3.
Well, he's still in it, but he's not there all the time. He wasn't in it last week, so I don't even look at the...
I always find it incredibly annoying. A.A. Gill is away. Well, why? I mean, all he's got to do is write 1,000 words. How hard can that be? He could do it on holiday.
Yeah, because people who... Look, there's writers and then there's journalists. Writers they fuss and work on their articles. And journalists just put out absolute shit with loads of spelling mistakes. All you have to do is read the Mail online for 5 minutes, and it's just unbelievable.
Less than that, they make spelling mistakes in the headline. They do, absolutely do.
Yeah. And they're always getting people muddled up as well. They're always captioning people who aren't those people.
Yeah. Well, I think they must just have a squad of teenagers writing this stuff, and they just blast it out, and it doesn't really matter about the quality. We're talking about quantity here, and by that method, they become one of the biggest websites in the world.
Well, I know exactly, but it's infuriating, and the reason I do read it. I read everything actually. I even read The Guardian for amusement, but that's free. You don't have to pay for that.
Yeah.
And other papers I read sometimes, some I don't even look at. But what was the last one you were talking about?
Oh, I don't know. I don't listen to this show.
Oh, the Mail online is infuriating with the adverts. And I don't really care about the content. I like sometimes to scroll down the sidebar of shame.
Yes.
And go, who's that?
see,
who's that?
See all the boobs and the butts.
Yeah, who's that? Who's that? Who is that? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? And it's like, they're always like talking about these people like they're big, massive stars, famous people, and it's quite amusing. But every 5 minutes, a bloody advert or a video or something comes up, and you've got to keep clicking on it. I suppose if you paid for it, you wouldn't have to do that. But I don't know. Pay for that crap.
Well, it is a tremendous resource, and I'm sure we've gone over this before, but it really is, and. I just find it the worst thing, and we must have talked about this before as well, to me, is here is the shocking moment that somebody dies in a car crash, and the video will start playing automatically. Yeah. I don't want to see that.
I know, or vile cruelty to animals. They're the things that really piss me off. Just I hate it. There's
not cruelty to humans.
Well, no, I mean when cars crash, that's an accident, isn't it? But when people are deliberately cruel to animals and they show the video, they wouldn't show someone torturing another person on the Mail online.
Well, I wouldn't be so sure. You not so long ago, you would have said, well, you wouldn't see the moment at which someone dies playing automatically on Mail online. You would have thought that's impossible, and yet here we are. I tell you what, you want to see the Mail online today? Apparently, it's not a brand new video, but some guy in America stops his car because there's a little kitten in the road.
You know what? Some guy in a what?
In America.
Oh, in America.
America. Woo!
Make America great again.
Yeah. And he stops his car and he's like kind of talks like a good old boy. And he says, oh, gosh, golly gosh, look at this little fella here. And he holds up this little kitten, and it's like the size of his palm. It's so sweet. And then he pans up, and without exaggeration, a dozen kittens leap out of the grass and cross the road and sit at his feet. He says, I thought I was only saving one of them.
Oh, so what were they trying to cross the road, or? I
think they'd been abandoned, and they just saw the first thing that seemed like a safe haven, and they all rushed to him.
Oh, that's so sweet. I'm going to actually look that up. My sister would love that. I'm going to send it to my sister. And my brother is cat crazy. They're just cat crazy. So, bless. See, not everyone's cruel. Not everyone's horrible. The majority of the people in the world are good. We have to remember that.
I will try and remember that as I'm trying to battle my way through clouds of evil, nasty people.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. I mean, your nasty, evil people are probably different nasty people to my evil, nasty people, but
on that
we won't go there. Have we got a topic?
No, exactly right. We've got a topic. I think we've used all the ones that have been suggested so far.
Yeah. I thought of one this morning, actually, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh, well, that's helpful. Glad you told us that.
No, because I thought if I said that out loud, I'd suddenly remember what it is. Oh, God, what is it?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll do one, a problem.
Do one. Go on, just do one, because...
Hello, Nick and Carol. Recently, some technicians revived Carol's track from The Lost Tape. Remember?
Oh, yeah, The Lost Tape. Yeah, that went out, didn't it, last week?
It did, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
It says, does it not make you a bit uncomfortable to know that there was a recording when you thought there wasn't one. Think about it. There might be a lot more recordings that you don't know about. All the best, says Stefan, who's trying to freak us out.
Well, I have no doubt there is. Everything is somewhere. If it's recorded online, which this is, it's somewhere. You know
more
that.
Than that. As anyone who works in radio should be aware, even if a microphone is off, it's still on.
Yeah, you've told us that.
Well, it's worth repeating and remembering.
I know it is, because I don't know, you did something, didn't you? And you lost something, and then someone. Yeah.
For my Serious Sunday show, I did like 2 interviews, and I have to say, without exaggeration, they were the best interviews that anybody has ever conducted in the history of humankind.
Anybody, not just you. Anybody.
Not just anybody, yeah.
Modesty.
And I'd forgotten to press record.
Whoops.
I know. And the producer said, oh, don't worry, I'll just go and get it from I don't know where. But everything is taped all the time. I'm just saying that, I'm looking at my phone right now, and my phone has a microphone on it. And even though I'm not recording, I bet it has the possibility of doing just that.
Well, I'm pretty sure they are doing it, and someone is doing it. I know, and I had this thing about the phone for a long, long time, and people at work, like for years, I've been saying it. Your phone is listening to you all the time, and it is, and it's tracking you, everything.
Oh, it's tracking you, yeah, of course.
It doesn't matter if you switch it off. This is why when you watch like Homeland and things like that, when they use the burner phones, they take the SIM out, throw the SIM away separately from the phone.
Right. So
otherwise, you'll always be able to find it. And it's so obvious that the mobile phone I know it's handy and it's useful and it does make some things easier, but full well the reason that it keeps getting updated and it keeps Apple just released a new update, and the reason now, there's this thing on it now where you can get government alerts without even asking for them. It's built into the software. Yeah. Government alerts that go to every mobile phone. They don't need to have your number or anything. They just go to everything that's picking up any kind of signal.
Yeah, it's for your health and welfare, Carol.
It is for your safety, because it's like emergency announcements. If you are in danger and there's a flood coming, then something will come up on your phone and it won't stop until you pay attention to it.
Right.
But this is how they get. This is how they get away with everything. They say it's for your safety, and people go, "Oh, that's good. Then I'll leave that on there."
Okay.
True. I'm right.
Most people watch Homeland for a bit of light entertainment. Carol watches it for a how to run your life guide.
I put it on for tips on how not to get watched by the state. It's as simple as that. But it actually isn't as simple as that. They wouldn't put it on there if it gave anything away. So,
okay, we're going to take a breath, because this is not what this is. And relax. Hi, Nick and Carol. My problem is that I was listening to one of Nick's weekend shows on Catch Up, and I'm positive I heard Nick say something about Jerry Rafferty living at the bottom of his garden.
Did you?
Yes. I was so intrigued by this story that I tried rewinding, but I must have inadvertently pressed fast forward a couple of times and then rewind, and I couldn't find it again, so I gave up. And I thought it would probably be easier to ask. So my question is, did I dream this, or did Jerry Rafferty actually live at the bottom of Nick's garden?
Well, take the actually out of that, because I think you can take, that's a given, really, that he actually didn't.
No, he actually did.
No, he actually didn't.
He did.
No.
He did. Jerry Rafferty, out of Steelers Wheel and Baker Street, actually lived at the bottom of my garden.
What, in a shed or what?
Well, technically, it wasn't my garden because I was renting, but it was in Hampstead, and it's a funny old place up on a road called Frognall right at the top, and there's this cutesy, what used to be a cutesy little lane, or not, like a little, not lane exactly, but a little pathway. When I lived there, it was cute. I went up. Somebody sent me a picture of it the other day, and what used to be nice and cute and almost fairy tale like, now has about a dozen recycling bins right by the gate. So it doesn't look cute anymore, which is kind of sad. But the house next to the little path was Jerry Rafferty's house, which was at the bottom of the front garden of the place that I was staying in. So technically, he did live at the bottom of the garden that I was staying in.
Right.
Never saw him.
But then wasn't it just that his garden was at the bottom of your garden, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he didn't actually live at the bottom of your garden.
Every now and again, I'd go down there and give him a bit of cheese.
Give him a bowl of water.
Yes.
Feed him a lettuce leaf. Yeah, what other songs did he do? Baker Street, that's a good song. But it got a bit overplayed, didn't it, for a while?
It's overplayed like Hotel California is overplayed.
Oh, that's
still when it comes on, you think, oh, yeah.
That's Hotel California is Mark's favourite song in the whole history of the world.
Is it?
Which is interesting, seeing as he was born in 1982 and that song came out in about 1973.
73? I don't think so. I'd say more like 70.
70?
No, because it was when Joe Walsh joined. Of course, that the guitar thing at the end there is Joe Walsh and Don Felder.
Oh, so 75, 76 then, maybe?
Something like that, yeah. So your husband has excellent taste if you like Joe Walsh.
Oh, he loves the Eagles. It's like, it's every single time he has a few drinks, go to karaoke and he's up there.
Another excellent reason not to go to karaoke.
Well, the thing is, we never go to karaoke, but we always seem to end up in places where karaoke is happening.
I can't say I've ever done that. I've never actually done karaoke, of course, but I've never been in a place where karaoke is happening.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
Well, I mean, it seems weird that you do. You don't go to it; it comes to you.
It's the best fun ever when you've had a few. It's great.
I just can't. I cannot believe that that's true. What's your song?
Well, I've got a few. Madonna, Holidays, my song. And then I'm really
do you do the dance?
Oh yeah, of course I do.
Oh my God.
And she's got another song that I do the dance to, but I can't remember what it's called. But
well, it can't possibly be Like a Virgin.
No, it's not that one. No, it's definitely not. No, what is it? The one, I don't know. The one where she starts off in a leotard and she's bouncing about. I can't really do it anymore because my knees are gone. It's a lot of sort of like jumping up and down and things, down to the floor like, what do you call them, slut drops.
Oh.
Well, that's what they call them. Yeah, anything. I'll sing anything. I don't care.
Well, I have a request.
What?
Don't sing anything.
Well, I've got no shame, as you know.
Yeah, I think you won't get any argument on that from me.
Obviously.
Dear Nicholas and Carol, I just listened to 10cc sheet music for the first time ever. I'm 56 and have good taste in music. Van the Man, Bowie, Pink Floyd, etc. I'm in hospital in France. I had a knee replacement yesterday and I'm walking around the corridors today. Stair climb planned this afternoon. Originally, I was booked in for the 22nd of June, but I got the dreaded CV. So rescheduled op was 1 point. Have I read this before?
It's sounding very, very familiar.
Yeah.
We had a knee replacement person, but I don't know if it's the same one. What's the name on that?
Dan.
Oh, yeah, might be.
Well, anyway. So the reschedule up was 1.5 months. From RDV with surgeon to op was 3 months. I've got no idea what he's talking about. Please, can you help me understand the difference between the French healthcare system and the NHS? Oh, okay. So he had a knee problem and he was going to get an operation within from RDV. What's that?
I ain't got no idea.
Anyway, he says it's 3 months. I think he's comparing and contrasting what you get in France with what you get here.
Oh, yeah.
And then as a follow-up, he says, I'm contacting you again to apologise for my jumbled email. I was on morphine and stoned out of my head. Consequently, I did make an error in the information of the cost of my stay. They nabbed me on the way out and stitched me up with a bill of €5.35 for my private room.
Oh.
They sent me off with enough drugs to kill a horse.
Yeah, well, that's the good thing about the French system, is there isn't a huge wait for anything at all.
Yeah.
And, well, the thing is, it depends on whether or not he had it planned. If he had it planned, does he live in France, does he say, or does he live in the UK?
I don't know, but I think when you start comparing what happens in Britain and what happens in Europe, we do not come off well. So you get seen, you don't get put on a 2-year waiting list to be put on a waiting list.
No.
When you paddle in the sea, you don't get covered in sewage.
Yeah, things happen very, very quickly here, whereas in the UK, as far as health is concerned, absolutely nothing happens ever. So
it seems that this country is actually becoming a failing state. I mean, it's kind of, and what they're covering it up with is the plaster of patriotism, because it's you're not allowed to say that, because then you become an enemy of the people. But everything in this country is breaking down. It's just incredible. But we're going to not talk about that, because that's not what this is.
Okay, it's not what it is, but you're wrong about that. It's not a patriotic thing to see what's actually happening in the country, and it is bad. The NHS is bad. I don't mind saying it. I never banged a bloody saucepan. Who would do that?
No, I'm not saying it's unpatriotic. I'm saying that you are told that you are being unpatriotic if you point out what is actually happening in the country.
Oh, sorry, Nickers. I totally misunderstood what you were saying there. But yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Excuse me, what was that?
I said, you're right. Make the most of it, because it doesn't happen very often.
Dear Flick and Harold, my wife and I have been married for 8 years. I've just realised she now looks like the bloke from Finger Bobs.
Oh, his wife?
And I've come to realise that I'd actually prefer to... This sounds familiar too. And I've actually come to realise that I'd actually prefer to finger Bob.
No! Can't say that about your wife. That's just awful.
Here's another one. Why is it that every time I look for a page number in a book by flicking through slowly, it always skips past my page? Says Joseph in Bristol. Brackets, 3 buses going the other way. Oh, no, that's my... Right.
What?
So that was my note, just to remind myself of what I was going to say to that. So, says Joseph in Bristol. Yeah, that's actually true. But unless you actually arrive on your page and then you don't make that mental note, oh, it's happened again. You just carry on, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like 3 buses going the other way. You stand waiting for a bus stop and 3 go the other way and none comes your way. But that's only because if one comes your way, you get on it. You don't stand there and wait for 3 to go by before you get on it.
Oh, very, very, very true. Oh, very well observed, Nickers.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I didn't say anything. I didn't. But that's true, that, actually, yeah. So if you're standing... Yeah, that's true. Well, you wouldn't... Because you wouldn't see 3 go by because you'd get on it.
Yeah, that's right.
So stop moaning.
Exactly.
Oh, anyway, so yeah, good. See, very observant. Our listeners are very observant. I nearly said our people there.
Yeah. People.
Our people.
Carol and Nick, a couple of friends have fallen out with me. I feel like it's their loss. Should I chase them to get them back, or am I right just going on without them? Thanks, says Dave.
Oh, well, it depends what the reason is, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But if you go through life thinking that it's their loss, then I think that's fine. I would always say that. If someone falls out with me, I don't really want to know why. I don't care.
Yeah. I wonder why, though. I mean, because it seems just having gone to the trouble of writing, then he actually misses their friendship and actually feels a loss himself.
Yeah, but you must know what the reason is. And I mean, if people fall out with you, 2 friends, did he say 2 friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Surely, if he'd done something bad and he wanted to make up for it, wouldn't he have tried to get them back? But if it's something that they've fallen out about, which is completely irreparable, then you've got to think, well, it's their loss. And
the problem with that, though, is it gets increasingly harder to make friends as the older you get. So
we have a lot of problems about that, don't we?
So I would, because if you try to try to patch things up, then there is the potential of loss of face, and that is probably the only reason or the major reason that prevents people from actually making the first move, because you might get rebuffed.
Yeah.
But it's probably worth it, I reckon. Oh, let's just forget that. Have a drink.
Well, yeah, I suppose, because if you fall out when you're drunk about anything, then there's always a chance that you're going to get it back.
Yeah, and people should have a sausages and dingleberries method like we do, because otherwise we would never have done. How many is it now? Like 120 or something?
130, 140, something.
Is this
a lot? It's
amazing.
A lot.
Amazing. I mean, we've done more episodes than Friends. Is that true? Wait a minute.
Oh, I don't know. Well, how would I know that?
No, they must have done 250, because it's 25. What was that? I let the first one go.
Yeah, I thought you'd let it go. You didn't. I'll just shut it down. Hang on. I forgot to turn it off.
Yeah. Let's fall out about it.
It's off. Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
No, I finished.
Oh, you finished? Read another problem then. Dingleberries. Sausages and dingleberries. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think sometimes it's healthy to have a discussion. Not me and you, obviously, because there's too much space in between.
Exactly, yeah.
But I think with your friends, I think sometimes it helps to have a bit of a to-do. I wouldn't say a Barney, but a to-do, actually.
As long as it's not about politics, because that is a bullshit way to lose friends, just disagreeing about some political thing.
But
if it's about, I don't like the way that you talk about my other half, that kind of thing, or can you not put your feet on the seats, that sort of thing, or don't bite your toenails while we're having dinner,
Well, yeah, but I just think people, I don't really care what other people's politics are, and they can talk to me until they're blue in the face about.
No, but that's no good for friends. It isn't.
Well, it is because it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't actually matter. That's like saying I could never be friends with someone who doesn't think the same way as me as with politics. It doesn't vote for the same party as me. That's just intolerance.
There's an interesting question about that precise thing, if I can only find it.
Oh my God, you're joking.
I am not joking with you, Carol. I'm being serious right now.
Oh my God, you're so serious.
Now, wait a minute.
What? Oh, you're serious? There really is one.
There really is one, yeah. Here we go. Dear Nick and Carol, or Carol and Nick, it says.
Yeah.
You got that wrong. Help me. I hate the Conservative Party, but the thing I hate more than Conservatives are Tory voters. I literally cannot entertain the prospect of a friendship or even an acquaintance if they vote Tory. I know we should all agree to differ and respect each other's views, but I don't respect their view. I want to put them in prison.
See, the intolerance of that is really quite disturbing.
On reflection, I think this view is deeply unhealthy. I should have at least one Tory friend. Don't you agree? To add some context, I now also hate the Labour Party and their supporters too, but I hate Conservatives just that little bit more. Cheers, says Seri.
Well, I kind of get where he's coming from, actually.
Yes.
There's no hope. Like you say, everything's gone to shit in that country. It's true. I mean, that is, to write in about that is, I don't know, it bothers you that much, but yeah, I think you get the politicians that you vote for. That's it.
Well, I guess so, but I didn't get the politicians I voted for.
Well, no, but look, come on. Politicians are all the same. They just have different faces. That's it.
Well, it's not entirely.
They all say the same thing, all of them. So, how can you hate one more than the other?
Well, that ain't true, and you know it. But anyway.
He hates the voters, he hates the people who vote for them.
Yeah, me too.
Not the politicians. God, the intolerance. I'm surrounded by it. I'm surrounded.
Yeah, very intolerant of intolerance.
Yeah, I am actually.
You hate haters.
I don't hate anyone at all. Maybe apart from Tony Blair, but that's it. The only person I've never met who I hate. But people I've known personally, I don't hate any of them. I might dislike them or not like them as much as I used to, but when people change and you say to them, you've changed, and people become too showbiz for a start, I can't bear it.
Well, don't hang out with showbiz people. Problem solved.
Well, I don't hang out with them. I work with a lot of them, but...
Radio people aren't like that. I mean, not that I hang out with radio people, but they're not show busy like TV people are. TV people are like, excuse me, out of the way. We're television people here. And radio people...
who I am.
Yeah, exactly. Radio people don't really want to have attention drawn to them. Just meekly.
That is kind of true, but there are a hell of a lot of people on radio who would love to be on television.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, a proper television, not just a webcam in the studio.
No.
Yeah.
They want to be famous.
Yeah, exactly. And because they know that's where the money is. But I think there's quite a lot of money in radio still now. It depends who owns you, I suppose.
Well, it's mostly if you're famous. I mean, coming from TV is big radio money.
Yeah. Well, if you're already famous, yeah.
Yeah.
We've had this discussion as well because I'm always telling you that we get paid on Loose Women like in television terms compared to what other people get paid. Like, say, Piers Morgan would have got paid like, millions of pounds on a retainer to work at ITV. But we're relatively poorly paid. And I know every time you say that, people go, oh, what are you moaning? You're moaning because you're getting like, $5,000 a show. It's nothing like that. It's nowhere near that. It's well paid for what we actually have to do. But it's not that easy. Isn't that easy? I challenge people to just get up there and be funny and talk for an hour and have an opinion on everything. It's an hour. The show's an hour.
I talk for 3 hours.
But you're not on television.
It's still talking.
Well, it's talking, but yeah, it's different, isn't it? It's different.
Right.
You couldn't do it. You won't even have a webcam in the bloody studio.
Well, it's not because of my insistence. It's just I present my show from where the engineer normally sits because I run the desk.
Oh, so what? So listen, if they said, right, Nick, we're going to have to put a webcam in and we're going to get it facing you, it doesn't matter where you're sitting.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have it, right?
Well, I wouldn't have the option of not having it. If that's what they wanted to do, then they could do it.
Oh, please, Global.
Shut up.
Please.
Hi, Numpty and Clueless. What? My problem is that although I disagree with her about almost everything, I quite like Carol.
Oh, thanks.
The other problem I have, the other problem I have is she obviously doesn't listen and gets everything wrong. But because I quite like her and she has a small car full of bottles, I don't wish her ill. And so for the third time of writing, please can she listen to the following for her own good. In most countries, vehicles which are already on the roundabout get priority. On traditional roundabouts in France, however, vehicles entering the flow of traffic from the right get right of way, meaning drivers must yield even though they are already on the roundabout. These roundabouts will be signposted with a blue round sign, says Anthony. That's mad.
Oh my God, it's not true. It's not true in France. Definitely not. Because before you get to a roundabout, there's a big red triangle sign, which I forgot before, but I now remembered it's there. And it says, vous n'avez pas la priorité, right? Which means you do not have the priority when you're entering the roundabout. And that's a fact. So I don't care where this blue circle is. I've never seen a bloody blue circle before a roundabout. Well, I don't think I have. So, yeah, all right. I don't care if you don't like me, but you're wrong.
Right. So that's that then.
I'm serious. I'm going to take a picture of that sign where it says, vous n'avez pas la priorité, and I'm going to post it somewhere so that everyone can see. And the funny thing is that the fact there's a problem because they feel like they need to tell you that, right?
Yes.
You see what I mean?
Right,
There's a sign there. Yeah. So they know that people just go for it.
They just blast across. Yeah. We're not looking left or right. They just go for it.
I'm going to look that up, the blue circle thing. I don't believe it.
And that sounds like too many words for anyone to read at the speed that French drivers will be going at. Anyway, they'll go by and be like, "Vous what?"
Yeah, yeah, but you know how fast they speak. Vous n'avez pas le priorité. There you go. Yeah. They do speak very, 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 very fast.
Hi, Nick and Carol. You were talking about the magic whizzy machines in hospital last week. Well, did you know that dogs can't go in an MRI machine, but cats can? Oh, CAT scan.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Did you not see that one coming?
I didn't.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Oh, that gotcha. That's a real gotcha.
I'm in pain.
You've been had.
I have. Hi, Nick and Carol. Just wanted to say I'm working my way through your previous podcast, and I love the ones about hairy armpits and other bits and champagne on an airplane.
Champagne on an airplane. I remember that one.
Yeah. Thanks for not keeping me sane in this crazy world. Appreciate it. My question, sorry, Carol, this will bore you, is I'm off to Kew Gardens. Will I see it all in one day? And at 74, will I make it to the top of the pagoda? Love you both, says Jenny in Carmarthen. Now, many of these are old questions, so she's probably been and gone. But you can't see it all in a year if you went every day, but you'll get a goodly amount done. And
that's a long way to go.
It's quite high. Probably not. Don't do it.
That's a long way to go, isn't it, to see a garden from Marvin?
I assumed that she's coming down here for other things.
Oh, I would hope so. It would be so terribly tragic if you came all the way from Wales to go to Kew Gardens.
I would go all the way from where I live to Bodnant Garden in North Wales to see the yearly display of those yellow flowers. What are they called?
Daffodils?
No.
Well, they're yellow flowers, aren't they?
They are yellow flowers. That is true. It's the Laburnum Arch. It is world famous and is absolutely stunning. And normally when it bursts into bloom, the crowds are massive. But I went when it was still, everyone had to wear a mask at all times, and they were limiting the number of people going in. So it was kind of like you had a private show. God, it was amazing.
Laburnums. I don't know what they look like.
They're like
Are they all yellow? All yellow?
All yellow, and they hang down from an arch that goes like maybe 50 yards or something like that. They're sort of like those purple hanging flowers that come out briefly in spring. Those wisteria. It's like wisteria, but bright yellow.
It looks like mimosa, isn't it? No, mimosa or not?
A mimosa? That's a drink, isn't it? Have you been at it already? It's only 11 o'clock in the morning.
Well, the mother-in-law's here, isn't she?
Say no more.
No, I haven't actually. No. I thought that was there is a plant called a mimosa. I'm sure there is a tree. A tree. It's a tree, isn't it? And I know it's yellow. I'm going to Google. Yeah,
do you mean a magnolia?
Pardon?
Do you mean a magnolia?
No, magnolias aren't yellow. Mimosa tree, look, there it is. It's bright. It goes bright yellow around about, I don't know, May and June down here.
Right.
And sometimes they're just massive, huge, and it is beautiful, and maybe as beautiful as your laburnum arches. I don't see the laburnums down here with lots of wisteria, though. Lots of wisteria.
Right. Hi, Nick. Not you. I listen to you on LBC, and I love your show. I have some pretty straightforward questions for you. Do you prefer pizza or crisps?
Well, that's not a choice, is it? Oh, what should we have for tea? Should we have a pizza?
Pizza or crisps?
Oh, God, that's like, oh, well, I'm not involved in this, so I might as well just go and get myself a jungle juice or something.
Anyway, it says, thank you for your time, and it would be a dream for you to answer! ! Says Maggie. Yeah, I go with Carol. That's not a choice. I'd like pizza and crisps, please.
I would like a crisp pizza.
No, a crisp sandwich, not a crisp pizza.
Sandwich, lots of butter. Yeah, I made a pizza the other night. Oh my God, it was so good. I was quite impressed. I mean, I had the base already out, came out of the freezer.
Right, it was a pre-made base.
Yeah.
Well, then you didn't make a pizza.
I did. I put everything on it. Well, actually, it already had stuff on it as well.
Oh my God, you did not make a pizza. You heated a pizza.
No, I didn't. It came out because...
Did it have the sauce already on it?
We didn't have enough stuff on it. It just had there was a little bit of red stuff and there was a little bit of yellow stuff, cheese, and there was a little bit of purple stuff, which I think was ham.
Purple stuff. Was that how it was described on the ingredients? What, a little bit of yellow stuff, 39% purple stuff.
So I sliced up a tomato and some mushrooms and grated a whole giant clove of garlic and what else? And chopped some olives up. And what else to put on there? 3 things. Onion, some nice onion slices. And then I poured some oil over it and then put some cheese on it. Put Emmental cheese because it was originally an Emmental pizza. So I put Emmental cheese on it as opposed to mozzarella. And I put it in the oven and it came out like, oh my God. It's like we bought it from the best pizza shop in the whole where we live.
Carol, you did buy it. That's like saying I made some wine by simply buying a bottle in a shop and pouring it in a glass.
Well, no, it's not. It's completely different.
I hate to deflate your balloon, but you did not make a pizza.
No, actually, I did. I wish I'd taken a picture of it because it was brilliant. And it was much better than it would have been had I not done the improvements.
Yeah, well, that is undeniable. But I do draw the line at if you didn't make the base and you didn't make the sauce, you haven't made a pizza.
Yeah, all right. Well, life's too short to make your own pizza base, isn't it?
No.
Well, how do you do it? I can't be doing that, spinning stuff around.
It's just flour and water. Apart. I think flour and water and a bit of sugar and yeast and God, I don't know.
Yeah, but you've got to throw it up in the air and catch it with the other hand, haven't you? That's what they do.
Yeah, no. Only if you happen to be starring in The Godfather.
No, they do it everywhere. They do.
Well, I don't know how they do it. I mean, it does seems like an impossibility, doesn't it? I mean, if I threw the base that I would make for a pizza in the air, then it would go up, describe as like a tight arc, and then land on the floor in like a ball the size of a cricket ball.
Well, yeah, exactly. But that's how they have to do it to get the air in or whatever they do. But even in Pizza Express in London, we used to go into, they used to do it. You roll it around and then they get it in their hands and then spin it around and then chuck it in the air and then catch it with the other hand, and it didn't break. I've seen it loads of times.
It's a miracle.
It's a pizza.
Miracle, pizza. What's the difference? What is it about pizza, by the way? Because you ask most people what their favourite food is, and they just say pizza. It's the simplest food.
It is.
I think that in the making, and chips is the other one. Crisps, ditto. And I know I've said this multiple times, but there is no other item of food that you would take off the plate of someone you weren't actually having a relationship with at the time in a restaurant. I mean, I'm not saying you'd go to another table and take their chips, but you would. If it was somebody you didn't really know particularly well and other people were helping themselves, you'd do it too, but not for any other item of food, only chips. Like carrots, like you wouldn't take their carrots, would you? They're of an equal size. You could just pick one up with your finger and thumb. Well,
I think women are more guilty of that because women deliberately don't order chips because they think they're going to make them fat. And then your partner, your husband or whatever orders chips. Mm-hmm. And then you go, and then you think that the calories don't count if you eat them off someone else's plate. And that is it's really annoying. That's how women think. They really do. But I always have chips. Even if the meal doesn't come with chips, I have chips. Nothing better than...
When we go out for dinner, I'm having mash.
Oh, yeah.
Just in case.
Oh, right. When we go out for dinner. Oh, I thought you meant when you go out for dinner, you have mash.
When we go out for dinner.
Would you object to me taking a chip off your plate?
Are you kidding me? This is my dinner.
Yeah, but I wouldn't never do that to you because I'd order my own bloody chips. Of course I would, because I love chips. Big fat chips. Big fat triple cooked chips.
Right. I don't like those skinny ones because that's just what are they?
Well, skinny chips officially are called French fries, aren't they?
Yeah, French fries. Yeah, I don't like them. Well, I'd eat them if you gave them to me, but I prefer, like you say, the fat ones because they're crispy on the outside and fluffy on the inside.
Exactly.
And you know what? And I've said this before, and it's absolutely true. There's drugs in chips. That's why you can't stop eating them. And pizza as well. It's not by accident. The whole world over, what's your favourite food? Pizza and chips. Drugs.
Yeah. But do you know as well, here's the thing, girls, ladies, fat chips have less calories than thin chips. It's true. Do you know how it's true? You know why it's true? Because there's less surface area for the fat to cling to. That's right.
And on that very educational note, that's it.
That's it. You're finishing a little bit early. What are you up to? Where are you going?
Gotta go.
Gotta go. Where are you going?
Going to the coast right now.
Are you? Which coast?
I'm going to Eastbourne. Woohoo!
Eastbourne? That's where all the old people live.
Well, I'll feel right at home.
Yeah, you will.
And for what we do, please see previous podcasts because I really do have to go right now.
Okay. What else? Yeah. Yeah. All right. I know what you do anyway. Have a nice afternoon.
I know what you do.
Well, have fun. Hope the weather's good.
Okay. Cheers, my dear.
All right. Speak to you later.
Bye.